When we hear no, we always hear not yet. I know some people say they hear next, but we say not yet because in our view, we always feel that success comes from a time of watering seeds in the right season.
Welcome to High Five. Today we get to talk about creating a thriving art agency. With me today is Amana Manori, who has this fascinating career bridging the worlds of finance, art and design, and publishing, as she's created a really unique platform for innovation and cultural impact. Amana is actually a respected global capital markets professional and securities lawyer, and she's also the founder and CEO of the Highness Group of Companies, which includes a financial securities dealership and a contemporary art agency and design firm. Welcome, Amana.
Thank you for having me.
So you have some really great insights from having created your agency that you can share some tips for people starting a new agency and how to thrive as an art agency.
I say art agency, but I really think anyone new in any space this would work for. But these are kind of the 5 things that are ethos of our company that really work for us. So the first thing is we believe to be boldly prolific. So the only way to build a brand is to be everywhere. And a perfect example of this is when we started and we were applying for public art applications. So although we had some really amazing, high caliber, seasoned artists in our roster right off the bat, we were told that we were never going to get the applications. It was, we're too new, no one knows us. And we knew that, but we still applied anyways. And the real point of that was that we wanted to get our name and our artist name in front of the decision makers. We weren't necessarily going for the outcome winning. We were going for the outcome of being recognized. And it worked. Now our artists are winning, and we've been quite successful in the public art space. And more importantly, we got so much practice writing hundreds and hundreds of public art applications. So that's been good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The second thing is that we never really see rejection as the end. We really see it as a seed.
Mm.
So for us, it's, not only to understand at the firm level that it's important to act this way, but we really find this trickles down to our artists that we, really have to rethink how we've got resilient to rejection. So when we hear no, we always hear not yet. I know some people say they hear next, but we say not yet because in our view, we always feel that success comes from a time of watering seeds in the right season. And a good example of this is that our artists, Niall McGeezy Johnson and Isaac Murdoch, recently won the Kitchener Public Library competition. Their art is actually the first Indigenous art in the city's collection. And how we got there was we actually used that concept and applied for the Oakville Public Library public art competition. We were shortlisted, but we didn't make it. So the artist took all that information we got from that application, from that process, and then went back to the drawing board. And then we went and repitched it to Kitchener and won. So that's a perfect example of how that rejection is a not yet and in the right time. And, it's wintertime stories and the seed in the garden and all of that is so perfect for this narrative with that project. The third thing is that we always train for visibility. We really believe out of sight is out of mind. So, we're working so hard to get our name always out there and turned around and used. And we really think that, consistency builds credibility. And then once you got the credibility, integrity is the thing that preserves that. We would deliver on our promises. We own up when we don't. We mitigate and fix and correct and always try to get the outcome that the client wants. We follow through professionally. And we treat every interaction like a chance to reinforce our reputation. And, at the end of the day, all businesses are relationship businesses. So, that's really important to remember. We really believe in a collaborative prosperity model. So we try really hard to turn our competitors into our collaborators. So once we let go of the fear of replication, the power of collaboration is more powerful than to be adversarial. So that's been really great for us. And we believe in that. At the firm level, we believe that. On the client level, the artists believe that. We are constantly offering ourselves up as resources to what other people might see as our competitors or our counterparties. Our artists themselves collaborate all the time with each other. They show up for each other. They're at each other's shows. They're sending positive messages to each other. We really believe, and we only work with people who believe this, that building bridges elevates everyone involved, and it is better than building walls. So, and when you're working with someone who's not like that, and it's unfortunate, but we just, we won't, and we'll learn because it's not sustainable. So that's sort of, where we're at. And it's nice to be able to be at a position where we're at, where we can choose to not work with you. So that's also and then the last thing that we really found out, and I think you and I talked about this a lot, kind of the growing pains and what we really found end up being our superpower is actually being new. So, while we respect old players and old traditions in the space, we really felt we didn't have to play the old game the old way,
Yeah.
the way it was done, because we didn't know that that's how it was. We didn't know. We were just so naive. We didn't know. So, I'm not, sometimes that we were being cute about it. We were never being disrespectful, but we really just, as a visionary or creative, being told that this is the way it's always been done is probably the least motivating thing you can say to a creative. So,
Yeah.
we really thought, okay, this is our time to like bring in our fresh ideas and our fresh innovation. And if you're in the art space and art history has always been done this way, where disruptors often led to like the biggest art movements. So we really believe in that. We do try to take our creatives and embrace new mediums and styles, but we always try to embrace and preserve their tradition. So it's not one over the other; it's both. And so we try to like do that on the creation of the art, but then also on the formation of our relationships, and then on the outputs of our projects. Kind of have it at both. And so it's been lucky for us to be new.
Well, I love that each of your points that you said are both techniques and their values, or they could be looked at as values as at the same time as techniques of running a company and of how to approach things and how to think about things. Something you just said actually also reminded me about your Indigenous Creators Lab, which sounds like an absolutely fascinating part of Highness Global, with some mentorship, with contemporary art commissions. How does that work?
We just thought we'd create the Indigenous Creation Lab, just to make people think about art a different way, art that they think they know about in a different way. And so the Indigenous Creation Lab is led by our Indigenous artist, Nalmagisi Johnston. It houses 7 Indigenous artists right now: Isaac Murdoch, Quinn Hopkins, Jackie Travers, Lee Sampson. There's a whole group of artists in there. But on top of being leading contemporary artists, winning amazing projects or doing like beautiful private commissions, they're also like working to share traditional knowledge in a different way, and that's incorporated in the art. They are, using innovative and new mediums and more environmental mediums. Sustainability as stewardship of the land is so important in both indigenous traditions and the art. So we're just trying to like give the creatives a space to like really build out and do exactly what they want to do in a very exciting and groundbreaking and beautiful, beautiful way. So yeah, that's been a really great success of ours. And
Amanda, where can people find you online?
yeah, everywhere. So in terms of being prolific, so you can find us on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me, Amana Manori, on LinkedIn. You can reach out on our Highness Global account. You can check out our website, highnessglobal.com.
Thank you so much for being with us here today, Amana, for sharing your insights and your tips. It's been a pleasure to talk with you again.
Thank you so much for having me, Heather.
Yes, building your visibility and your credibility with integrity is so essential to building an agency, but it also applies to arts professionals and anybody working in the arts. Success comes from watering the seeds in the right season, and no might be just not yet. So hopefully that is encouraging for those of you who are starting new endeavors and new initiatives in the arts and culture sector. Join me next week for another episode of High Five, where we bring tips, insights, and inspiration for creative entrepreneurs and arts professionals. See you then.